The clock. Let's begin. Chaliye. Thank you for being back after the break. Is that an excellent behavior? As per SOP, good, not excellent, right? So, what would be very good or better and excellent? If everyone comes back together. So, what is in the SOP? That how do we get everyone back together? The how part of it.
Tagline over there that this is the last time you can enter.
Oh, this is the last time that you can enter. Okay.
Clap. If we arrange the tea in the table.
If we arrange the tea in the table, so we don't let people go out. Okay. So we put up a restriction.
We can do also one thing that outside we can gather all the people and चलो भाई एक साथ जाते हैं.
चलो भाई एक साथ जाते हैं. We ask people to come back together. So we ask other people to come back on time that way. Okay. Anything else? Excellence. Done. Yeah. Come, sir. So as we were looking at 11:31, 2, and we were looking at people walking in, we're just talking about it. Is this excellence or is this a little less of than excellence? What do you suggest, everyone? Is this a little less of excellence or is this excellence? पहुंच गए हैं. A little less of excellence, right? Coming back on break was a little less of excellence. So this is not about a person. This is about a behavior. It is not about a time period. It's about an incident. Two important things in excellence. Please remember. Excellence is not constant. It's not about a person. It's about a behavior. It's not a lifetime. It's about an incident. And these small incidents, these small behaviors practiced consistently makes an excellent person. You may say this person lives excellence, breathes excellence. But please do not label कि ये आदमी तो excellent है ही नहीं. We can show small lightning effects of excellence at various times. Agree? How many of you have been on time on your own marriage? Almost everyone. Did any one of you miss your marriage? Kind of. पहुंचा ही नहीं. No one, right? It's a very important thing. Interview at Pinnacle when you had to come for an interview. How many of you were late for an interview? Maybe one out of nobody here was late for your interview at Pinnacle. One of you, not everyone, right? How many of you get late, kind of going to lunch? Almost everyone, yeah, because that's not so important. वहाँ पे excellence दिखाने का कोई शौक नहीं है, right? How many of you choose? No, lunch has to be on right time to have it. Certain of you, some of you, yeah. Everyday breakfast or everyday something like certain things, yeah. So we make it a point that this certain things I have to practice excellence, and as you keep on increasing the excellence part of it, holistic excellence happens. So be perfectly okay with incidents of excellence to behavior of excellence to holistic excellence. Perfectly okay with this thought? Yeah. Now we did some storytelling pre-break, did we? Yeah. Yes. So we had an experience of storytelling. Anything that stood out for you in that experience of narrating your incident, your story? What am I doing? I am doing experience plus reflection equal to learning. This is what we are doing now. You had an experience before tea break about narrating your incident of excellence. Now is the time to reflect on it. When you heard people or when you spoke, now as you think about it, is there something that stood out for you? Is there some learning that comes out for you in that experience?
Yes.
Share. Bully. Feel free. Online guys as well. Anything that stood out? कुछ ऐसा विचार, क्या अच्छा किया आपने या क्या अच्छा किया somebody in your team that you really liked, that's learning. क्या बेहतर कर सकते थे, what could you have done better, or what could we have done better as a team, is again learning. Quick. So one of the incidents that I heard, now I'm just reusing his language here, is I heard a simple and a generic story. Even that can create a learning. Right? This is what he narrated in this thought. Now what learning I create out of it for myself is, even simple generic situations can have learnings. And that is something which I should be aware of. हमेशा heartbreak ही होना चाहिए for learning ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है. हमेशा कोई प्रॉब्लम ही होना चाहिए फॉर लर्निंग ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. सक्सेस ही होना चाहिए ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. समथिंग कैन बी वेरी सिंपल एंड कैन क्रिएट लर्निंग. सो वन एक्सपीरियंस हियर कम्स अप. आई एम जस्ट यूजिंग माय माइक एंड वॉइस to say to all and to my online friends is that there was an experience where he said we set goals but we don't review it, and it's a very important thing that we review the goals and just not set them and forget them. And this relates to me very much. I have been setting a goal of reducing 15 kgs for the last 15 years. Every year I check once. I am at the same place or a bit more. Less is not happening. So I'll connect with you to understand more about reviews and take help. That's a learning for me. That's a reflection for me. This is true. I should work on it. Okay. Now let's take this discussion a bit further, and I invited your thoughts on this. For the first step was we are looking at learning. Now from learning we are going to get into development on the same topic. And here we are going to look at a few elements which I observed, and I'm just going to unpack it for you and talk about it. One thing which I looked at was, we were discussing on the table. And do remember, I invited you to discuss on the table first, because that's a safe space, because you chose your partners normally. You are not forced to sit with anybody random. You chose to sit with a person whom you thought is comfortable enough to sit with in this training program. Agree? Disagree? So first thing, whenever you are doing something new, let it be in a comfort place. So post tea break, the plan is now to go around people on other tables and discuss with them and tell those narrations. But to start with is to do with in safe space. When you're going to inspire people down your line to do something which is excellent, for that to try something new, request to you is to create a safe space for them. Don't force them to do it public, but invite them to do it in safe space. Create that safe space for them. Is that good? No? Yes. Is that important? Safe space? Yeah? Whenever you do something new, whenever you are excelling because you are trying to do something different, better, we all need safe space. Once the safe space में experiment हो गया, now we are ready to do it for the world. ठीक? So that's the first behavioral thing to create excellence. One more small thing. We did it first time at a certain level with a free hand. You did not have a format, you did not have anything. You were given ये 3 formulas है, इसके हिसाब से आसपास करना है. So first try is version 1. You know it far better. Which version of AutoCAD or softwares are you using? 14, 15, 20, 25, I don't know. All those versions. They all started from 1. From version 1 till version 14. If they thought नहीं हम version 14 पहले दिन से ही बनाने की कोशिश करेंगे. Would they have come in the market at any time? How many of you remember Windows 3.1? कुछ तो होंगे यार, नहीं? 3.11. अच्छा 95. Many of you. चलो मैं 3.1 वाला हूँ, आप 95 वाले हो. From 95 till today, how many times, how many updates, how many times, what patches were put in? Imagine Windows said, no, I'll ship only excellent product. Windows would have never got shipped. Yeah, so your first version is better than version none. So keep doing something. What you did before, उससे हम कई गुना better अब बनाने वाले हैं. But first version is important. So let the first version come out of whatever it is. So when you talk to people, invite their version first. Don't force them on to next version. Their basic version is important. Whatever they create, their version 1 is better than version none. इसलिए 1 is always greater than none. कई बार हम none पे अटक जाते हैं. नहीं, वो करेंगे तो best करेंगे, नहीं तो नहीं करेंगे. Yeah, I don't know how many of you understand Marathi here. Anybody who understands Marathi? No? Nobody. छोड़ो. There's a very famous saying there, खाईन तर तुपाशी नहीं तर उपाशी. तुपाशी मतलब तूप. तूप means घी. खाऊंगा तो घी के साथ, नहीं तो नहीं खाऊंगा. Right? So till the level I reach here, I will not do it. Arey? My mom told me when I was a young child that step into the water only if you know swimming. You know what happened? I have not yet learned swimming. I can't learn swimming without stepping into the water. So I have to step into the water. I cannot learn swimming in air and then step into the water. So excellence cannot be achieved without an excellent work first. So first level has to be important. And then you go to the next and next and create excellence. It's a journey, it's a process. Cool? Now let's go to the next level. This time we'll have a structure to it. What you see on the screen from long is a star model, which you have as a printout on your next page as well. We're just going to talk about what star is. Star is a method of collating information to speak about incidents. And I have observed while I was listening on your tables, without noticing you or without letting you notice that I'm listening, certain people had long stories and certain people could not speak even for 1 or 2 sentences. They were quickly kind of, chalo chai ka time ho gaya. Did it happen on your table as well? Yeah? Certain people have a very wonderful way of speaking and they can speak long stories. Sometimes they get boring as well. So not long, neither very short is apt. There has to be a structure to it so that it goes very wonderfully well. Right? Like Sir said very nicely that the background was missing and I directly jumped into the situation. I should have given it. Star gives you that format. So what is that format when you look at star? The first is S. S talks about the situation, that is the background. S talks about what was it all about. S is that situation which says, say, I went to Durgapur for a training in September 2023. That's how I'll begin. S. One sentence maybe. Task. I was there for a program on excellence. Task. Immediate task. Right? I reached at the training room at 9:30 a.m. Task. I was to deliver to 34 people and I came to know that there will be 2 people who are going to join online. Twist in my task. Now the action, what did I do? Now the action, the details. Instead of fighting back saying, oh, this is not going to be useful, we decided to innovate and we thought we'll use 2 laptops so that we could have a good experience even for the online people and the people over here such that they don't miss out. Thanks to the IT team, we could figure out ways of 2 cameras working and configure it on time before the workshop began. R is the result. That is the final thing. A thing that I realize even today is, even with your best preparation, you could sometimes be surprised by a change of requirement of a customer. And your best is no longer best if your customer's need has changed. Whatever might be your preparation. And you cannot go back and tell the customer, chalbe na, chalega nahi. Kyun? Because the customer has changed his request, or the customer was expecting this to happen, not change the request. Customer thought, ye to hona hi tha. You didn't think about it. Ye to chahiye hi tha. It was default. I did not mention it. What do? You change your thing. You become agile. You become adaptable. You change your thought process and get new things to work. And if you can do that, then it is excellence. Now, this is what? This is the star way of saying, this is my learning. This is a star way of saying, this is my learning. Now, what is my development from here? My development from here is, in the next program, wherever we do, we are going to be more prepared. We are going to have this setup tested, and we would be able to deliver hybrid, in person as well as online together, because now we know how it works. And what is continuous improvement? So as to bring in excellence, that even if I do or Deepak does the next program, we are going to bring in some improvements in what we have done here. It would be more focus on the board or more focus on that, sharing the handout in advance, trying to figure out how to involve those people online, which we are not currently doing much. So there's always a scope of improvement that we have started thinking of for the next level. Cheek. Now what did I do? I narrated to you in a star format an experience which just happened today. And that's my takeaway from the day. And I'll have more. पैसे तो मिलेंगे ही मिलेंगे, but this is an additional bonus that I take back. What do you narrate now is in a star way, where situation, task and action and result is the first learning you talk about, and then you say this is where I apply, and then one sentence more, this is a continuous improvement that I think about, and then you ask. What do you ask?
What would be better for
Can you help me make this excellence plus? Can you help me make this excellence plus? This is one more behavior, sir. If I start falling in love with my excellence, I'm lost. The third thing in our behavior is, whenever I do excellence, I become humble enough to ask people for suggestions to make it excellence plus. Because excellence is not absolute, it's continuous. And I ask questions, what can I do more or different to make it excellence plus? This is that ultimate behavior that we as leaders imbibe in us and we demonstrate. And we learn from anybody around. I had a very wonderful question about their experience. He said that I have created a dish and I have improved on it and it is now excellent, but they have not tasted my dish. How do I ask them suggestions and how can they give me suggestions? I said, do not think or do not challenge that your peers are less intelligent than you. उन्होंने नहीं भी खाया है तो आइडियाज दे सकते हैं, ट्राई तो करके देखो. So please do not believe that you are the best. If you start believing I am the best, जो motivational speakers बोलते हैं, we have lost excellence. We have gone onto a plateau. You are the best, how do I make it best plus? That's the question. You are excellent, how do you make it excellent plus? And that's an humble thing. The idea may not come from within but can come from anywhere around, and that's why you ask, sir, I have done this, this is excellent. Any suggestions, any thoughts? How can I make it excellent? Plus, the person gives you a suggestion, you don't fight back, you just say thank you, whether you like it or not, and you go to the next person. You say thank you, you go to the next person. You say thank you, you go to the next person. Any questions, sir? Is this good? So, now we're going to increase the same story one level up. The same incident we are going to put in a star format, and this time we are not going to talk on the table. We are going to talk beyond the table. We are going to talk at least 4 people. At least 4 people, one-on-one, not one too many. One-on-one. Why one-on-one? It's a safe space. You come here and speak and it is being recorded, we get kind of, some of us, not everybody. So it's best safe. Second, if I tell a story once and I tell it again and I tell it again, will it improve? Always learn that, right? Practice makes it permanent, not perfect. Yeah. So you do good practice, you make it better. So now you have a star format to use and narrate it and listen, make notes, go to the next person, share it, listen, make notes, go to the next person, and keep doing it. We are practicing 2 things, sir. One is the content, second is the behavior. We'll talk about your first basic story, reflect back, go to the next person, speak it better. Automatically better नहीं होता है. You say, what did I learn? You learned something like this. Next. पहली बार मैं बात कर रहा था तो ऐसा आड़ा टेढ़ा खड़ा था. I spoke a lot. This time, take a watch along. Try and speak that story in 2 minutes of time, not more than that.